Shanghai.
To
I
Shanghai,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we actually loaded. Sweet. Welcome everybody to day number 7 of group stage action for the G1 League. I'm LD, and I'm joined here today by that man who has quite a smile on his face, at least when he's casting DreamHack. He's paintitgold, or Josh as I may call him here and there. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just was up late, and you threw me an invite to cast some G League, so here I am.
I actually have to clarify, it is the G1 League. G League is still doing Dota 1. And has been around a bit longer, but it's awesome Dota, organized by the Chinese, and that's really what matters in the end. So,
we can just call it the Gentleman's League. I like that.
It sounds like a strip club. I don't know if that's good for the future of esports.
All right, you have a point.
Or maybe it is when you consider the average viewer. But real quickly, just to give this match a little bit of context, let's look at the group standings. We have LGD sitting at 2-2, EG as well, but EG has 2 ties, and LGD has a loss and a win. So in terms of points, LGD is leading by 1 point. If either team, if they're able to 2-0 this, they'll get 3 points, and then they'll catapult up towards the head of the group. So it looks like IG probably has the group unlocked. The rest of their matches a little bit easier. I think they have to play EG, and then I don't remember offhand, but they've played LGD already, who many would argue is the toughest team in the group. So this is a big match. Whoever wins this has the inside route, or the inside track, basically, to getting second place. And if you get second place in this format, you have an easier time of advancing through the online playoffs into the LAN finals. So a lot at stake in this match.
Yep. And LGD completely out of ban time, for those who weren't there when I said it. I wasn't even sure if the stream was on. So yeah, they showed up late, so they're completely out of ban time. And wow. Thanks.
This is interesting. EG has been doing this a lot. All right, so I don't know, have you gotten to watch any of their G1 League games?
I have watched quite a bit of their G1 League games.
This looks like the triple Midas all over again. There's still a profit in the pool. I'm curious if LGD are going to ban that out.
Yeah, so anyways, we have a Naga first pick for LGD Gaming, which is... it's interesting. They like to play with it, so that's good. And then they have Dragon Knight and Jakiro in the next 2, which is Naga not being that they're running her as the non-DPS carry, you know?
Right, I mean, this is something LGD talked about, actually, in interviews at the International, was they don't really like Naga as their 1 position, because she's not a great damage dealer, and for them, she's much more about setting up the team fight, so that makes sense, and we'll see probably a short lane Naga, a solo mid Dragon Knight, probably to be handled by Yao, and Sylar on the Naga. Generally, that's what we see Sylar play, and with just Jakiro pick, it's this amazing support hero that gives you a pretty decent way to counter Black Hole, but I think more importantly, gives you a lot of magical damage off of that Naga ult, even towards the late game. You can't ignore Macro Pyre in these team fights.
Oh no, you can't. Jakiro overall just puts out so much damage right now. And yeah, for EG we see Invoker picked up for jeyo, of course. And Invokers nowadays, well, I've talked to Fogged from ggnetgodz, and I've talked to some Chinese players, and they've pretty much all came to the consensus that you can't go Wex Quas anymore because of the damage nerf to Invoker. So you're forced to go Exort.
What is his base damage at level 1 now? It's without any items,
39.
I think it's 38, 39. Yeah, it's atrocious. And even if you go Exort, it's not until you hit level 3 that you have even a respectable base damage. It really makes the laning phase difficult, and you know, even a hero like Dragon Knight could outfarm him pretty easily in the early to mid game. So that being said, I haven't seen jeyo go anything but Exort, so in a long time actually. I think even before this patch, but we'll see. Yao is the one player I've seen who has gone for Wex in 6.75, and well, that was against IG, and let me just say, it did not work. Now, it was against IG, so maybe IG was sort of the bigger factor in that, but LGD picking up the Keeper of the Light, so they pick up these 2 supports that have tons of teamfight damage, tons of anti-push, and I'm curious how EG is going to deal with this. Now, one thing that I guess is worth talking about is Lifesteal is a pretty decent way to deal with Naga Siren and Dragon Knight. Because you have Rage, right? So the sleep's not going to affect you. I guess you can be netted to sort of hold you in place, but Dragon Knight, kind of a naturally tanky carry, pretty high strength gain, pretty decent base HP, and Lifesteal is good at those killing off those tanky carries quickly. So on paper, I kind of like this pick.
Yeah, it's kind of going both ways, though, because Naga, she makes illusions of herself, and Nyx is just single target, although we have seen Fear go Mjolnir. So it makes it difficult for a Nyx to get in there and actually like start hitting the real one. And anytime you lose when you're in rage is huge. So like if he's trying to like focus down or find out which Naga is real, it's a big problem for a Nyx. And Dragon Knight as well. Blue Dragon works very well against Lifestealer, just to kite him. So the armor is also great because Feast works based off total HP and not your armor. So he's pretty good against Nyx as well. But I've seen really farm Nyx's mid game just destroy DKs before.
You know what they're not going to have though, and for me this was the crux of the strategy, was the Batrider played by Demon, because that's how they set up all the Lifestealer kills. That's how they created space for all the Midases to pay for themselves. So I don't know. I wonder who they're going to get for Demon instead.
Yeah, I remember seeing that game actually, and yeah, Batrider was crucially important. I mean, you can form strategies around Batrider alone. He's such a strong hero. And we see an AA pickup with Lifestealer, so that's probably going to the safe lane. And they picked up Bounty Hunter from LGD for the off lane.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa! Axe is their final pick. Alright, so I don't think either of us expected this one. Is that safe to say?
Oh, completely, yeah. Huh.
Wow. Alright, so what do we make of this? Is this maybe an off-lane Enigma, a jungle Axe, and Invoker solo mid, Lifestealer, Ancient Apparition dual lane? Is that what we're thinking for the lanes?
That actually is. I think you have it spot on, because Demon picked up the Enigma, which usually is a tell that he's off lane.
And I don't know, it's not really... I'm sure Demon's quite capable of playing it, but it's not a hero I've seen him play much recently. He's normally on more of those aggressive offlaners, like Batrider. I think Batrider's really the most signature one, but even a Rubik or Beastmaster. Let's see what he can do with it, though. Demon going to be going to that suicide lane as the Enigma. bidz supporting that safe lane where the Lifestealer should be. Maybe they'll dual lane mid, even. Jeyo on the Exhort Invoker heading towards top. maelk playing that jungle Axe. Looks like he's probably rushing Tranquil Boots, which is sort of the standard build for Axe. And yeah, it looks to be a dual lane mid, as Fear is headed there, too.
LGD has really good lanes against EG right now. They're opting to put this tri-lane top, which is really strong, and that's what they were going for in the picks. I wasn't completely sure what the Coddle's role was, but with Net and THD Ice Path, he can get a full blast off, and it's an insanely strong tri-lane. Against a Nyx, it's not that strong though, but they're sending the Nyx AA mid, is what it looks like right now. And I think that's going to be a big mistake coming from EG, because Invoker will probably just get dived, or the tower will get pushed. And I think AA and Nyx could do much better top.
And look at the aggressive wards. They expect this Axe, or really, they know someone's going to be in the jungle, and already they're warding off the pull, they're warding the safe camp, so whatever EG wanted to do with their lanes, it's going to be limited, which when you run these offensive tri-lanes, especially against the dire side, you really have to shut down the pulls, or else that will negate your tri-lane. You're going to fall quite far behind in terms of experience. And the question for Jeyo is, what is he going to be able to do in this lane? He doesn't have boots yet. He's not going to he's not expecting to be up against a tri-lane, it doesn't look like, and this is going to be tough for him to farm.
And not only that, maelk is also an Axe, and he's highly dependent on that small camp. He has Ursas in his big camp, and he has Jungle Cats, well, Alpha Wolf, in his other camp. The Ursas are impossible, and I just heard a feast on DK.
Yeah, that was just an open wounds on an illusion from the twin-headed dragon.
Yeah, open wounds. Oops.
But maelk, Axe, not only is he really dependent on that small camp, but he's not. He needs a couple of levels to be effective, and he can be a jungler that struggles. Also, he doesn't have sentry wards yet. Look at the twin-headed dragon as well, blocking that creep stack. Nice little play with the illusion. And now it's dual lanes for LGD, so they're going to run a dual lane top, Keeper of the Light, and Naga against Invoker. Seems like that should go well for LGD, and this dual lane mid, any dual lane with the twin-headed dragon is going to be pretty damn hard to win. Or to win against, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It really just comes down to playing the mid lane.
Oh, Showit's dropping low. Takes the battle hunger. This is going to force him really far back. Now the Naga being driven out. And a good play by maelk. One battle hunger. It does not that strong at level 1, but once you hit that level 2, level 3 battle hunger, it gets really aggravating to deal with. So the one lane we haven't looked at is the Bounty Hunter on the safe lane up against Demon on the suicide lane. Seems like both of them are getting a lot of levels, a lot of farm, and probably not going to see too many kills here. Now DDC journeys down bottom, so it looks like LGD not really interested in the laning kills. They just want to get the levels up. Do you think this is a good decision, or do you think they should have stuck with the tri-lane top?
I mean, I think what they're doing now is a good decision because DK, he'll be able to survive versus AA Nyx if he just plays it safe, and he'll be able to soak up solo XP. Well, they're going to be dual laning mid, and they're going to be getting half the XP, of course. And at the same time, THD, you get pretty much, it's pretty close to solo XP when you're stacking freely and just pulling the creeps and killing them. So, oh, they were trying to kill Enigma bottom, but no good.
Demon, the wily veteran, just a little bit too tricky there. And wisely backs off, and I want to point out he's playing without wards. He's playing the suicide lane in the dark, but he's using the demonic conversions to scout. Something we don't see a whole lot of from Enigma's. But really nice play. Top lane though, it's Jeyo, who will give up the first blood to Sylar. Shall wait. Missed the start of that, but ensnare into the Riptide, into that illuminating blast, and a pretty easy first blood. So that dual lane's working. Looks like they don't need the tri-lane to shut down the Invoker. Yao's farming pretty damn well mid. In fact, almost keeping pace with the Lifestealer thus far. And they're pulling the safe lane. Bounty Hunter's getting levels and farm. Pretty much everything. Dare I say it, they're at least breaking even and winning in probably 2 of these lanes.
Yeah, this THD swap was actually really, really good. Because Bounty before, he was just going even with Enigma, right?
Oh, Yao dropping low. He's going to be held in place by the Cold Feet. The Sunstrike actually missed. Yao, will he live through this? Tango's up, and now bidz tanking a few tower shots. He's going to live. Great escape.
Wow. Yeah, that's great for him. As long as he doesn't die, then the dual lane is just going to be sacrificed on XP. And he's just going to bottle Crow and spam Flame Breath even more. But yeah, I was saying before that THD moving bottom, Bounty and Enigma were going head-to-head, like even bottom before. But now Demon, you see he has to play almost all the way back, and he hasn't got much XP at all since THD has moved bottom.
Here comes the counter initiation. Sylar really dove for this, and then Fear jumps in. Open wounds to start, Sunstrike to follow. Everything hits, and an easy kill onto Sylar. LGD getting a little bit aggressive. I was surprised to see Sylar chasing that one so far. And well, a situation where we see the nerf to Naga's base damage coming into play. I think with that additional 12 damage, they would have easily gotten that kill on Axe, but able to escape, able to turn it around. And just look at the wards from LGD. They have 4 wards on the top of the map. Sure, they ward off a couple camps, but they really want to shut down the rotations from EG and just continue to be aggressive in the suicide lane.
And we have a dive going on Demon bottom, but DDC just backs off. But Demon is unable to leech any experience at the tower because he went around. But ooh, will we see a Sunstrike from Jeyo? No, Demon was pinging for it.
Oh,
but
we're gonna see Jeyo die again. Just constant aggression. They are just living behind his tower, and EG, it doesn't seem like they don't have a lineup that can really do too much about this. It's only maelk who can participate, and he's a level 4 Axe. Realistically, if you get a good Battle Hunger off, maybe you can turn the fight around, but otherwise, how do they help out this Invoker? Where's the bailout gonna come from?
I mean, something that they could do. Nah, even moving an Ancient Apparition to the top lane, he's not that useful. Like, Nyx could just solo mid, but he's at a disadvantage because DK has been solo the entire time.
Right, I mean, early on, Lifestealer versus any melee hero does reasonably well, but he's not going to shut down Dragon Knight, and there's no synergy between Invoker and Ancient Apparition. This is a pretty bad start to the laning stage for EG. In spite of that, they're not actually that far behind in gold or experience. The jungle Axe getting a decent amount of farm, and I think more importantly, Enigma denied quite a few creeps. I guess my concern right now is we haven't seen this Bounty Hunter get active around the map at all, and we're 6 minutes in, he's already level 6, he's already got track up, either rushing the drums or the treads, and LGD's already winning the laning stage. When they start team fighting, when they start getting kills, how do EG make those favorable trades? Oh, mid lane, Fear, Rage, and jumping in onto Yao. Will the Cold Feet proc? It will, just barely clips him, and now the Sunstrike to follow. That's how they set up the kills. It's maelk leaving that jungle, rotating into the middle lane, gets one. And now let's see if the dive is going to happen top. Thinking about going on to jeyo. Not just yet. And SC is on the hunt. He's on the move. He wants this Aged Apparition. Not quite able to get in range, but he may catch maelk.
And LGD is just content with taking the tower top or doing as much damage as they can. And maelk running into Keeper of the Light. Gets netted up.
Ooh. Not very lucky with these counter helixes, I gotta say.
And Bounty's actually moving out. Gets the Janata hit, tracks, and...
Oh, get him! Get him! Oh, they weren't there to get him in the end. Really had to chase for that one, but track too good, man. Even with the Battle Hunger slow, just not enough. Sentry Ward drop for jeyo, who Ghost Walked. Is he going to be able to escape from this? He runs out of Ghost Walk, now just trying to use that higher move speed to escape, and he's going to get away. While this was all happening, the Tier 1 went down. bidz has rotated into the fight. EG grouped up with 3. Very defensive, though, and
I don't know if you noticed this or not, but it was really subtle. And jeyo stopped in that middle of the river because Fear was waiting up the hill. But LGD's great ward vision prevented them from just baiting that.
No, didn't catch that, but yeah, the jump onto him, Fear slowing him down, picking him off again. And Fear even pops an Infest to secure that kill. It looks like he's maybe just going to go for the armlet this game. I don't think we're going to see the multiple Midases. And with the way, the kind of start LGD's had, it's probably a wise choice. Illuminated Blast being channeled. Is it going to hit on jeyo? It does. In comes DD. Back in again. The Bounty Hunter picks up another track kill. I think gives at least 2 heroes track gold for that. And LGD, with this Tier 1 down top, just continuing to apply aggression and limiting EG's farm. They have heroes that would love to be in the jungle, but that jungle ain't safe right now.
Oh, if maelk was 6 right now, he'd get Culling Blade that courier.
He might get it on the other side. No, he actually rotates away.
Yeah,
that would be
maelk's only level 4 right now. He's almost level 5, but this Bounty Hunter has just hit level 8. DK 7. The experience for LGD is very distributed, I feel, in comparison to EG.
If we actually look at the levels, 8 on the Bounty Hunter, 7 on the Dragon Knight, who again was up against a dual lane mid. The support's a bit under level. The Twin Head Dragon and the Keeper of the Light 5 and 4, but not far horribly behind by any means. So overall, they're getting the levels, and Naga now tied up for the lead in this game. Sylar already 1700 gold on him. Are we going to see the quick Lincoln Sphere? Are we going to see a Radiance? Either way, he's farming damn well.
Yeah, and look at Exao's... Exao. Exao. I can't pronounce his name. Exao.
Oh, Xiao 8.
Xiao 8. Got it. Okay, so he has wards like everywhere on the enemy
Oh,
jungle.
wow.
Like,
what a deny by bidz. So cheeky.
bidz hit his 6 and he has his boots, so he's doing pretty well for himself. But Xiao has 4 wards on the enemy side of the map. He knows everything that is going on right now.
And they had 4 to start the game. This is the I think they've been out of wards pretty much this entire game, just constantly a cooldown. Hey, they're cheaper now, 150 gold per set of wards, so can afford to spam them a little bit more. LGD just not going to let EG get the levels in the farm up, and their lineup, not really the strongest in the lanes. It's more a lineup that gets powerful if they can take advantage of the jungle option. Demon try to TP away, caught by the Ice Path, and the stun to follow. Dragon Tail to bring him low. He has no mana for the Black Hole, and he will drop. In comes maelk. DDC, sniped by that Ancient Apparition ult, the Siege Turret to bring him down. So 1 for 1. Decent trade there, and hey, bidz punishing the aggression with the Ancient Apparition. Still haven't really seen DD get too active on this Bounty Hunter. He's 2-0-0, but not really giving the assist to his team just yet. Or not really picking up too many assists, rather. Let's see if he can. He's already got his basic items. He's getting close to the drums, and just look at EG's position. With those wards and with the early Tier 1 top, they can't really leave these Tier 2s.
Mm-hmm. And we have DDC or SC trailing maelk right now on bottom end. Gets stunned up, track, toss, and maelk is toast.
And that's 3 heroes getting track gold again. So LGD just doing a great job in the laning stage, getting these kills, keeping the pressure up. Fear is rotated top, trying to farm something. I'm guessing you gotta rush the armlet. I don't think you can go for a 12-13 minute Midas. So the pressure continues bottom. Ancient Apparition ult hits and the Sunstrike, but it splashes onto 2 creeps, so it doesn't really do that much damage. Yeah, working away on this tower. The ult cooling down. In comes Demon, has the Black Hole, the TP as well from the Lifestealer. 3 TPs plus the Enigma walking in. Fear not even able to open wounds. That is, in fact, they cancel 2 of the TPs in the end. And while this is happening, the pressure comes top. EG still not even close to getting a tier 1 of their own, and really just trying to stem the tide in every aspect of this game. Jeyo, look how poor he is. Boots and a magic wand. Shut down in the laning stage, but has not recovered since then. maelk, tranquil boots, and level 6. That's it for him. bidz, just boots, just level 6, and a bunch of wards. Fear, again, still working towards an armlet. We've seen Fear with a Midas and Treads at this point in the game, and well, LGD, they knew EG wanted to be a little bit greedy with their picks, with their lanes, and boy, did they counter it.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do now if you're EG? Like, how do you get back into this game? How do you turn things around?
How do you turn things around? Well, they put a lot into the Nake's AA mid to shut down DK, and it didn't work at all. And at the same time, their Invoker got completely destroyed top. He only has Treads. Fear doesn't really have anything. maelk doesn't have any items on the go. They just have to look for kills where they can without trading to Bounty Hunter.
Sylar's got 3,000 gold. He's also got the sleep. Let's see if he's going to use it. Track onto Jeyo. dd running the other way. It's cold snap as well, but no sentries. They already popped one here in the woods just to do some dewarding, it looks like.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Bounty Hunter single-handedly just wasting a lot of EG's time. When they know where they are, these counter ganks not working too well. dd wants to go. Is going to windwalk again. I think EG spotted that one. And now maelk might be the one who gets caught. Sylar charges in. Illuminate Blast. Look at the burst damage from these supports doing all the work. MVPs so far for LGD, but dd dropped. Ice Path not going to be enough as Fear raged away from that, chasing onto DDC. So all of a sudden, EG turns this fight around. Fighting without Yao, kind of out of position, not really grouped up. We still haven't seen a black hole, and Demon probably wanted to drop it there, but what a TP away. I cannot believe that he escapes from that.
Oh. And Yao gets bottom tower. Fear TP'd in to deny that, but Yao just gave him the quick stun and hit it once. Perfect timing from him.
Gave him the stun gun, and he's rushing a BKB, so it looks like Yao, at this rate, probably going to have a BKB by 18 minutes. I love this from EG. They're behind, but that doesn't stop them from trying to ninja Roshan. So they have a medallion on anyone. They don't. They do have Enigma, who can pretty much solo Roshan, so let's...
Yeah, even without medallion.
Yeah, it's not even going to take that long with all these ILs. This is an early Roshan, but look at dd. He might even know what's up. He's walking towards the river, thinking about going in. Even sees Fear pick up a rune. dd's getting a little suspicious. They do have the Naga sleep, but Naga's not here.
They
She's
have
all
no
the way
sentries.
top.
EG has no sentries. And he should realize it right now.
A little bit nervous.
Oh, they all backed out.
Ice Path catches two, Track and the Macro Pyre, but EG not really fighting it. Now Bidz, the Illuminating Blast. Look at the AoE, the supports heroes for the team. Demon jumps in, Black Hole on two, but everyone else is running. dd's picking them off in the back lines. Total disaster for EG. Demon to fall. Aegis will expire. Will he be able to live through the second round? No chance for Demon. Demon is so royally screwed. Ice Path into the Dragon's Tail. The burst damage from LGD. A double kill for dd, and guess what? They just jacked the Aegis. Well, didn't jack it, but effectively did without their Naga Siren, who's just been farming top, who now has a relic on the way, and now is breaking high ground at 15 minutes into the game. LGD, EG, they tried to get back in this game, and I guess that sort of answers the question of, well, how do they get back in this game? They tried sneak a Roshan, but unfortunately LGD was more than prepared for that.
As soon as EG saw the Bounty Hunter, they all stopped roaching. Because they had sentries coming on the Crow. They weren't prior prepared. They didn't have a sentry going in, but they had sentries coming on the Crow. And that bought them enough time to charge up the Illuminate, to get the Ice Path off, and it just turned the fight completely.
Yeah, that's something we talked about, is these supports, the Keeper of the Light and the Twin-Headed Dragon, they give you a lot of burst damage in team fights and a lot of area control as well. And when you have Naga Siren, when she's there, it sets everything up, and even without her being there. God, the Macro Pyre caught two supports. The Illuminate Blast hit 3 for full damage. That was a max Illuminate
That
Blast.
was so much damage. And we see Sylar picked up a relic, so he's going Radiance. He has that in 300 gold. And he's just going to be a farming machine, especially compared to the enemy's hard carry, which is Nyx. Naga just farms so much faster with the Radiance in the woods.
Yeah, Lifestealer, that's one of his weaknesses as a hero. He's not really a great flash farmer. That's why you normally see Lifestealer players, if they have a good start, go for Hand of Midas to help make up for that. SC gets spotted out by a 1 sentry ward, but now is going to just skate away from the rest. And EG, the supports continue to waste time and gold on dealing with this bounty hunter. Well, meanwhile, it's the Dragon Knight, the Naga, just pushing elsewhere. Shao 8 caught out. It looks to be dead. The H apparition ult and the Sunstrike will bring him down. Now Fear, will he fight this? No, he's going to back off. So they find a pick-off. Meanwhile, Jeyo taking some big harassment. Cold Snap to drive him away, and that will be the end of it. Again, they're still not fighting with 5, whereas EG pretty much are every time.
Yeah, they have no other option but to fight as 5. And, yeah, they don't have any towers, while LGD has taken all the outer towers except 1.
Here comes the backstab from DD. Just this bounty hunter. This is really the beauty of the hero. Is even if you're not getting kills, you're forcing them to play defensively. You're preventing them from farming. So there's an economic cost that way. Not to mention the wards. I mean, how many sentry wards have they bought? We've probably seen at least 4 or 5 pairs. That's 1,000 gold for a team that still doesn't have a tier 1 tower. They don't have any towers. They got the Roshan kill. I believe they actually got it anyway. I don't think LGD stole that, but
no, they didn't.
But that's 1 tower, and LGD is sitting on a stockpile of them, 5, and a lot more farm as well. Just in every respect, they're getting out farm, they're getting out pressured, and they're playing so defensively that I feel they're losing this game. You know, it's the kind of game where you can lose it without even losing too many team fights.
Oh yeah, it is completely. Because EG, like I said, they heavily banked on like winning mid lane, especially getting Nyx a good start. If he got that like 7-8 minute hand of Midas, then they would be much better off. And also, I think LGD really threw them off in the picks when they picked the Bounty Hunter, because I think they thought that they were gonna solo Invoker against Bounty Hunter and then have Nyx AA mid with the Sunstrike, so they could kill anytime.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter, by the way, he's a hero who has a 90% win rate in this event, just about. It might be a tiny bit lower, but it's close to that, and I think we're going to see him have not quite that high of a win rate, because that's partially, I guess, obscured by the fact that a lot of the teams picking Bounty Hunter are top teams like IG, who, hell, can probably win with anyone. They could probably win with an Axe, for all it matters, 2-0 every time, but it's a hero that's been winning a lot, and he really fits this metagame. He really fits this version where you get more gold, you get more experience for ganking, for being aggressive with the increases to hero kill bounties, and it's frankly I feel it's the preferred offlane hero for pretty much all of the Chinese teams. So I don't know. You know, they didn't expect it, but really they probably should have. We've seen IG pick it a lot. LGD has certainly picked it before, and well, like you said, LGD, it cost them.
Yeah, I was saying that LGD picking it for the safe lane was what threw them off.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they expected Invoker to just get his levels up and then have a Sunstrike for mid, and then, in which case, DK would have died a lot, but LGD really out-mind gamed them.
Uh-oh. This could be an opportunity for maelk, or rather for DD. It looks like it's maelk is the one who's dropping incredibly low. Just trying to farm some damn Ancients. And DD says, hell no. In comes DDC, catches out Jeyo with the Ice Path. Dual Breath to follow. Now the track gets applied. Sylar still has that sleep. Now picked up the Radiance and a Vitality Booster. Net to start this off. Look at the range of that goddamn net. That is absolutely ridiculous. And that's going to be another kill. LGD. Can they even go high ground at this point? They have so many spells to just keep EG away from the tower. 2 heroes are dead. Invoker for another 30 seconds. They do have a glyph on the side of EG, but even if they don't get the tower, they're going to be able to do some chip damage. BKB is up on Yao. They're getting all their core items, and LGD are wasting no time when they have this kind of a lead. They're going to force the issue. Pressuring that tier 3, into the base they go.
And they have Naga and DK poison for them, so they're going to be able to do a lot of damage here. And maelk, he was 300 gold off his Blink Dagger when he died to SC.
Demon doesn't have a blink either, so they don't have anyone who can jump in and blink. It's maelk and it's Demon, the two sort of initiators. You don't really want Lifestealer to go in first, because then he'll get netted, he'll get kited, but if he doesn't go in first, who else is going to? And
Demon's one creep off is BKB, so he's trying to farm it desperately bottom right now.
Oh, the fight breaks out. BKB Papa Yao Fear getting caught by the Ice Path is gonna drop. Rage used, but it's too late. The Illuminate Blast, just look at these spells and the way that they drive EG off the tower. They can't even stand and fight in their own base. Yeah, with the Battle Hunger. Slowed down a bit. The tower will drop. It was a buyback from the Lifestealer immediately. Very poor. Oh, the burst damage. Demon catches out 3, and the Ancient Apparition ult hit. Are they turning this around? No, they're not. The sleep is popped. And maybe they are, in fact, as DDC now in some trouble. They still haven't dealt with this bounty hunter. Man mode onto Fear. Not often you see a lifestealer not manning up, but goddamn is he ever poor. Only as the armlet, and the chase continues. Can't run away from that track. Trying to fight, trying to win, and not able to do so. Wicked sick for SC. You can kill the Dragon Knight. You can kill the Naga Siren. But if you can't kill the bounty hunter and he's got these supports, they provide all the damage in the world at this point in the game. There's no mechanism. Hell, there's no pipe. There's only a BKB on Demon. Nice Black Hole, a great Ancient Apparition ult, but just too far behind in items and just not able to find the damage to bring LGD down.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
I was wondering who this man was that just ported in mid.
That's a brave man.
Yeah.
That's a very brave man.
Bottom tower is under attack.
He's got armor, man. He's fine. He's got some thick armor. And as I say that, he almost dies to the Illuminating Blast. Oh boy. That's trouble. DDC slowed down by the Ice Vortex, but he'll escape. Just brutal when you look at the Golden Experience graph. It's amazing how you have those slightly better lanes, or you get a couple of kills here and there, and then LGD, have they made any mistakes this game since the laning stage? I think we saw maybe one of the supports get caught once in the enemy jungle. That's pretty much it. I can't really point to any other situations where they've given up any portion of their lead. It's like they get that lead, and there's just no coming back for EG, at least not in this game.
Yeah, Chinese teams are especially good at that, like just clean play overall. Like you won't see them get picked off or, well, throw huge leads away like other teams we see in Europe and North America all the time.
Yeah,
such as EG.
I think it's fair to point that out after some of the games EG has had earlier in this event and the qualifier and then the group stages versus Sequential Gaming or FTFC. Definitely definitely not the most. They're not a consistent team. At least they haven't been as of late. And
you know, like it's happened so much lately that it's kind of like a publicity stunt for EG now. Like they're advertising themselves.
I love that. It's smart.
EG throw.
You know, you can't escape it, so you might as well try and own it and make Twitter posts about it. And
yeah, exactly. Like after the game, like 3 Midas Doto. Oh, sick.
I actually don't think they've lost with that strategy. Now, granted, when they run it, it's only in certain situations where it probably wouldn't work and all, but they didn't go for it here, and hey, they lost. So I'm just saying, EG, if you want to win, maybe you need more Midases. Maybe you need more Knights. Blacking on both counts.
Yep. And maelk has his Blink Dagger now, so we're going to see how powerful this axe is.
Hard to jump in when they have track, though. Hard to find that opening. And
a Naga with Radiance. Jeyo is like below half health.
Oh yeah, this is so obnoxious. He doesn't even have his heart yet, but he's got to go for the Reaver.
They didn't even do anything.
They couldn't do anything. Look at DD. He's almost killing Jeyo at the fountain. Oh boy, LGD.
Like this is the worst. Like their base just got destroyed.
Losing not with a bang, but with a whimper. Just Fear has a Maelstrom. He jumps in. 4-step. DDC just being tossed around like a ragdoll. Black Hole to catch out SC and Yao. The 2 carries, but the BKBs pop. Jeyo will do nothing with those nukes, even though they could have done a lot. Now onto maelk. Track up onto him. SC getting all the kills this game. 11-1-3. Fear next in line. Net is available and infests inside a creep, trying to survive for the moment.
He's safe for now.
Only for now. Let's see if LGD have Mercy. It's too bad they don't have a Chen or they'd send that damn thing back to base. Now the net on the Fear. Rage not going to help get you out of this one. Man mode versus Sylar again and might die to the tower. Nope, going to survive. Oh boy. 25 minutes in, down 2 lanes of racks, down almost 20k gold, down almost 10k experience. Still don't have any items up aside from the Blink, the BKB, and a Maelstrom Armlet on your Lifestealer. I'm pretty sure the Bounty Hunter can trade blows very favorably with the Lifestealer. Or at least not die very quickly to him.
Yeah.
This is going to be tough. This is going to be damn tough.
Yeah. And DDC even lived there. He forced himself out, and then he turned around to Ice Path, and Xiao 8 forced him back in. right into Nags. And Sylar got the net off, saved him.
And there you have it.
You see the GG.
Wow. You know, EG, they did go for something unconventional with this axe pick, and, well, we saw some of the drawbacks. Doesn't really do a whole lot for your lanes. When you have a hero like Enigma and a support like Ancient Apparition, who can't really gank, who can't really help out the other lanes if they're struggling that effectively, you gotta win the other lanes, and unfortunately, LGD picked heroes that could kill. and they shut down the lanes early. The bounty hunter gets going, and that's pretty much the story of this game. LGD takes it 1-0. What are we going to see out of EG in game number 2? Dare I say it, I think no Axe. I don't think it works for them.
I don't think Axe, and I don't think Enigma either. Enigma is one of those heroes that when you're like playing with it and you're losing, you're like, well, like I don't really feel like running Enigma again. Like it's a pretty big investment to run an Enigma, like overall.
And especially as your suicide lane hero, right? Because you can't go and push the safe lane tower down. And you can't really go gank either because you're just tucked away in the suicide lane. Well, that does it for game number 1, guys. LGD versus EG. If LGD take the second game, they're in commanding position, probably to secure second place in this group. They already lead EG by 1 point in the groups because they do have a win and a loss, whereas EG has 2 ties. So game 2 coming up soon. If EG lose this, their chances, their hopes, their dreams of getting second place in this group, not quite eliminated, but going to be very difficult to come back from it. If they win, though, it's a tie 1-1, and then the group becomes wide open for LGD, for EG, and for MUFC. So if you're an MUFC fan, you best be rooting for EG. If you're an LGD fan, well, you know who to root for. Either way, stay tuned, guys. LGD versus EG. Game number 2, it's coming up soon.